Hey guys, hey everybody up there. All right, check this out. Trying to get some more filler content in, okay? And at the same time, I'm trying to get better at League of Legends. Now, obviously, I feel like the best way to get better at the game is play the game, but I don't know a ton about the game, so I'm hoping I could learn something and perhaps others could help me learn. So what I've decided to do is, I guess, a small series where I just look at matches I played. Okay, this is going to be a post-live commentary, if you guys understand what that means. Obviously, this is LOL replay. This has already happened. This has been recorded. But it's me live looking at it, obviously with webcam involved, so anything could happen. I'm just going to be checking out the match from my perspective. Likely, all these games are going to be support, as it's what I am attempting to main. Probably Thresh, Taric, stuff like that. But might as well get the match actually started. While we wait, I did have a few things that I wanted to discuss. This is currently a normal game. Okay, when I'd say this is like episode 0 test kind of thing, like I like to do. Just make sure everything works and see the commentary, how the commentary comes and stuff like that. But this is obviously gonna be a long video. It's 23. This match is 23 and 38 seconds. So yeah, I mean that's pretty short for a League of Legends game as well. But I do want to just go through the whole game because I feel like this is what is supposed to happen. You know, this is what like high-rated players do, and I'm not high-rated. I'm actually in my promotion games to silver, but I really don't play this game very seriously. I don't play it a lot, so I'm pretty new to the game in general, and that's kind of why I'm doing this. That's actually exactly why I'm doing this, because I want your guys' input, help. Maybe I could try to get this out to a larger audience, perhaps some people who could actually help me get better. But I feel like there's a lot of things wrong with this game, and it makes it really difficult for me to want to play the game. But I'd like to get good at the game, because I'd like to fucking dominate this game. Like, it's a lot of fun, but in terms of solo queue ranked, it's really, really hard to stay motivated when every once in a while you get a game that's just complete idiots. You know what I mean? Like, they act like they don't even want to win. That's the biggest problem for me. But so yeah, the game's about to begin. We're gonna start golems. I recognize this isn't the best way to do golems. There's leashing and stuff you can do, but I really don't care, because this guy is not. I'm obviously not in contact with him in any way, so I'm happy to take a few hits if it means we get a better start. And then the stun obviously helps a bit. So I entered the lane with about 50%, but then I popped my biscuit. You'll see the build I have. I obviously have the sentry ward. I picked up 2 mana potions, and then I have 2 sight wards and 1 vision ward, and then the fairy charm. I feel like this is the optimum way to start. I'm not 100% sure if it is. If, once again, like I said, this is supposed to be for feedback. You guys help me out. Maybe check it out a bit, but I don't know if that's the optimum way to start. I like to have the vision ward, and I like to have 2 sentries, obviously, and then the fairy charm. Then I got a few gold left over, so I pick up 2 mana potions because I could heal myself, so I don't really need health potions. That's what I do on Taric anyway. But yeah, right there, Ashe. So it looks like Ashe support, which is pretty strange. Ashe has a very similar build, so it leads me to believe I'm doing it right, at least. Almost the identical build. I don't know how many potions she actually has, but she does have the life instead of the fairy charm. But what I'm trying to do in this, at least in this lane, I'm trying to, coordinate a stun as Taric. I feel like that's pretty important. Getting up there and getting a stun on probably Trist, but we'll see, based on positioning. And this guy here, Born to Rule. This is once again a pug. I am in the game with Sylar and Leona, if you guys know them from the live stream. You may, but Sylar's playing jungle and Leona is top. And then this guy is obviously a pug. Somebody I don't know, so it's not easy to coordinate that type of stun thing, but I recognize if he knows what he's doing, as long as I land a stun and he's close, he'll probably jump in and do some damage. So there I throw down a regular ward. Typically my warding strategy includes being safe in the beginning, making sure that we have a ward where we need it, but I don't try to play too aggressive with wards. I don't know if that's a bad or good thing for ranked solo queue. As I said, this is just a normal, but it does end up being a pretty legitimate normal game, like a normal bottom lane. You know, something I would expect to see in ranked. So I am not too disappointed with that. There I'm probably a bit out of position. I take a good amount of damage, but the Graves comes in and kind of saves my ass, does a good amount of damage to them. And since I could heal and they cannot without potions, I feel like we came out on top. Now, I do not realize they have both of these bushes warded, but here's a good example of where I'm confused. I have a vision ward. Should I be using it to clear those brush? Is that, you know, is that something I should be doing? Or should I be trying to save it for the lane, like the river, you know, to make sure our lane is safe, no ganks and stuff like that? I don't know. That is one thing that I do struggle with as support. Here I realize, you'll see there that I just realized for the first time that that bush is warded. We get a good engage on the Ashe, but then there, see, that's when I kind of debate. That was probably a mistake because it looks like I'm about to die. And I still don't realize that bush is warded either, but they can't really do anything about that. And that's also, yeah, she used her sentry ward for that. Yeah, now she throws down her vision, and I've just essentially wasted 125 gold. So I don't know, but that's the question that I would love to have answered. If you guys could help me out with that, like the mental mind state I need to be in, mental philosophy I need to apply to be able to ward, to win the ward war, right? That's a silly thing to say, but I feel like it's really important as support, and it's something I probably don't do very well. Typically, if I do more of these, you'll see a better example, better distribution, but I feel like I kind of just, if they haven't warded first, I don't know what to do, because if I ward, they're going to know I warded, and then they're going to try to vision it, and then I'm going to have to vision that, or ward somewhere else. And if they warded that bush, which is a pretty common spot with a vision, then I won't be able to ward anywhere in the river unless I go all the way up towards dragon. And if I do that, I'm going to be way out of position, and the jungler might see me and catch me, or perhaps they might just follow me and meet me at the mid. I don't know. It's tough. It really is. It's a tough battle for me because I feel like vision and sight are very, very hard to deal with in this game because there's no like high points. Excuse me, I'm also kind of sick, I guess. I just have bad allergies, I guess, but probably going to sniffle a bit. Pretty embarrassing, but I can't really do much about it. Now, here's Sai. He's about to get this crate. Yeah, that guy's just... that guy just got fucked. That was just rate mode. But still can't really do anything about that vision. That's another thing. I don't really know when's the best time to recall. That's probably another thing that I should learn, especially for solo queue. I am doing a bit of ranked 5s with Siler, Leona, Tub, Hibbs, and me, obviously, as support. But I don't know when the best time to recall is in solo, because in 5s, if I'm laning with Sai or Leona, you know, they'll be like, all right, I'm going to go back quick, you stay, and then go back after I come, you know. Like, you kind of talk about it a bit more. But in solo, it's like, well, I don't know this guy. This guy probably speaks like fucking Polish or something, because I made the mistake of playing on the EU servers. And I just don't like... Here, I feel like it's a good time to go back. Trist is out of my sight at this point. Now she's here, but we just got a kill. So, I mean, 1v1 is fine. But I don't know. Is it a good time to go back? I bought a Philo Stone. I picked up another Vision. I picked up a Sight. I think that's everything. I don't even know what else I picked up. Let's see here. Yeah, I have 2 Sights, 2 Visions, and a Philosopher's Stone. So... I don't know. Is that a good buy? Should I not be buying? I don't know. I don't know, because the reason that, like I said, the warding philosophy I try to maintain throughout an entire match, at least an entire lane phase, is that vision rules all. So I'd rather have 4 visions than sights, because even though they cost more, they can win the lane. You know what I mean? Like, if I get the jump, if the person I'm laning against support-wise, if I know where they've warded, I rule it, because they're probably not going to be flushing it out with, you know, it's going to turn into a back and forth, and whoever's on the top of it wins. But if you're on the bottom of it, you're fucked. Your lane is fucked. And I really struggle to deal with that. Like right here, so now I now have 2 wards down. I have a ward, let's just go up there. I have a ward right there and right there. Now typically I might ward there. Okay, in that bush, obviously. But I'm not really sure what the best option is. I really don't know. Because, as I said, the struggle for me is I don't want to lose a ward. I feel like it's mandatory to not make a mistake with a ward if you're going to win the lane. With, you know, as a support, that's all you really can do to help your AD carry. To make sure they have what they need. Oh, this guy's... Yeah, that's embarrassing. That fucking Ashe is way out of position. But... I don't know. Very, very important stuff. So I'm hoping maybe somebody could give me some insight on that. But now I'm obviously going to go recall. We just got another kill. So let's see. I still have, looks like 2 visions and 1 sight. So I'm going to pick up, what do I buy here? Let's see. I bought boots. I bought another sight ward. And that's probably everything. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Maybe AFK, maybe checking a text message. I don't know, but yeah. So I picked up the life per second, whatever that shit is as well. It's gonna build into. I don't know the name of these at all. I'm sorry. The the locket that builds into the shield, Aegis of the Legion or whatever that is. I like to get that early, because I feel like health regen is very important. Even though I have a heal on Taric, if I play Thresh, I feel like life regen is very, very important because. As a support, I feel like I need to outlast the other support, and I feel that's the best way to do it. So here I throw down a vision. At this point, we're playing a bit more aggressive lane-wise, so I thought it might have been a good idea. But, I don't know, I need to establish a mental philosophy. I've said that many times, but I really do need to establish a good mental philosophy. So that was probably a bad stun, because, once again, Graves was not ready. But at this point, I have no idea if they've warded anywhere, so I decided to just throw down a vision by Dragon. It does not pay off. There's no wards, but hopefully, maybe it'll catch somebody later if they didn't notice I put down that vision. I guess another important part of support is just monitoring their support as well. So right now, I can see that their Ashe only has sight wards. I think that's probably why I threw down that vision there, because I was comfortable that no matter what I did with it, she's not going to be able to outdo it. That's a good situation to be in. Is there a way? Is there? Can you buy too many visions? Is it subjective to the game? I don't know. These questions have answers because I feel like every game's different. But if you guys can help me out, that'd be badass. Because I feel like I'm still very, very new to this game. I've played it for a while, but I haven't learned a lot about it. The meta game. And here's fucking Psy trying to like solo Dragon with like he almost died, and he is pretty built as well. So there's Kha'Zix creeping in the bush. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that is a very, 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 very important part of the support role in League of Legends, you know, 5-man teams. And if I can do it really well, I'm going to be really, really happy because it's something that I like to do. I love healing in WoW, World of Warcraft, any MMOs, any game in general. I like to play the support class because I feel like I'm an intelligent individual and I play at a smart level. So with that in mind, I could help people more than I could just being a badass DPS, like running in, trying to get kills. I feel like I don't have that edge. I don't have that mindset, right, to play that way. So this is the role I like to stay in, and I like to maximize myself with it because I feel like a good support can really, really, really make a difference. Also, I'm very limited to champions. As I did say, I'm quite new to the game, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to try to get focus on jungle or support, as they're both kind of supportish roles. And ultimately, I think I'll just stick with actual support bottom lane. So unfortunately, the only supports I really own, well, I do own a few. I own Taric, Thresh. Those are probably my 2 best, and if I'm gonna play any, I'll probably play those. I own Alistair and Nunu. Those are probably my 2nd tier of good champions. Yeah, so I got caught out there. I did not know the Kha'Zix was coming. I don't know exactly what I meant to do about that, but Psy mops him up for me. Anyway, yeah, so Alistair and Nunu are probably my next tier of skill, you know, like my ability and confidence. I own Soraka, which is actually one that I pretty much learned to play this game as Soraka. And then when I got to like 30 and started doing ranked, everyone was like, dude, Soraka blows. And I guess they're right because I thought being a support was about keeping your AD alive, but it's not always that way, and especially once you're in the team fight phase. So I kind of recognize that as a fact and kind of stopped playing Soraka for that reason alone. I may have made a mistake with that, I don't know, but I don't really see anybody play Soraka. So if there is a case where we need to play like super conservative, I'll probably use Soraka just because of how much healing and mana and stuff, like it keeps her in the lane, you know. But in terms of right now what I'm focusing on for ranked, I would say if it was my first pick, Thresh, second pick, Taric. After that, it's really degrading in terms of skill. Alistair and Nunu are probably next. Soraka's probably out, like I said, because she doesn't bring a lot. I also own Jaina, who I like to play. Jaina and Nami I also have, who I like to play, but I feel like they're so squishy that it kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to go for. Like I said, I'm trying to outlast the other team support, so I don't ever have to leave the lane, and I can help, you know, make sure things are in order for the team. And if you're not in the lane, you can't help. But Jaina is a very finesse character, and Nami is as well. I feel like her ultimate is really, really, really good for team fights, but if you get if you get any damage taken at all, you're completely fucked. It's just terrible. I might play a few more games as Nami, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I do not own ones I do not own are Blitzcrank, who I recognize is probably one of the strongest, just because of that grab, but often gets banned, at least in the low elo, probably not in the moderate elo or the high. I do not own Leona, who I also recognize the champion Leona. I don't know what I'm doing here. I have absolutely no idea. I think I didn't realize that they were both there or something. I was trying to bait one out. But it looks like we're going to come out on top. Yeah. I also do not own Leona, who I recognize is very, very good. But once again, I mean, I don't have that much confidence with a character like that highly aggressive one. I may have to check her out. Lulu, I do not own. She seems pretty good, mostly because the ultimate, and I guess the shield, if you could be proactive with it, could be really useful. So what do you guys suggest? I feel like the biggest problem with that is the game itself. Like, that's one of the things when I started this commentary that I really, really have a big issue with. The fact that the champions cost so much money is just, it's dumb. It really is dumb. And if you don't use money, then you got to use IP, and they cost even more IP per time. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, Dota's got it right, in my opinion. I'm sorry if anyone here is like a really hardcore League fan and hates Dota or something, but that's the way the game should be. You should not have to buy champions. That doesn't make any sense. You should be able to buy like cosmetic shit. Skins is fine. I don't give a fuck about that. But I should not have to like purchase champions or worry about that kind of shit. It's just so dumb. It hinders my gameplay. It really does. And there is no option around it. Like, what option do I have? I have to either buy the champion with real money, which I have none of, or I have to play hundreds of games to be able to unlock all these champions. That may be a good thing, but I'd like to actually find the champion that I'm going to, you know, be really, really good with, and I can't do that because perhaps the one that is the case, right, the one that I am going to be proficient with, I don't have unlocked. And I don't know how to unlock. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's a very dumb process, in my opinion. There's a lot of things I have trouble with in terms of conceptualizing. But another thing, technically at least, how should these videos be produced? Is it better with the no fog of war on the map at all? Should I have the fog of war and only, you know, from my vision? Should I don't know what the best option is. But at this point, back to the gameplay stuff. I have vision. I feel like it's always good to have a vision when we're going to do Dragon and Baron. I assume that's correct, right? Because you want to make sure that they don't know you're doing it. But I also, once again, don't really know where the best option is for Dragon and Baron vision. I think I might be going to Vision or Baron now. And if I am, this is a common spot where I like to put it. You'll see where I put it. Yeah, I put it right at the edge of that bush. I feel like that's a good choice, but I'm not sure if it's the best choice. Because if somebody actually warded the pit or closer to the top lane, I wouldn't see it. But mine is protected from their visions if they don't put it exactly where I put it. So I don't know if that's the best option. I really don't. But here, I think this guy's about to. Oh no, Simon. Yeah. Is that gonna get him? Nah, he's not gonna get him. He's gonna have to back off. But yeah, if you guys have any tips on this is what this is all about. This is a normal game, as I said, but the next, the next episode of this series is going to be me doing ranked, hopefully. But I want to actually get better at this game. Solo queue is really hard to succeed at because you have no communication with anybody on your team, and I don't really know anyone besides Siler or maybe Leona or Tub or somebody that would want to duo with me, but I don't want to ask them because they're higher elo and they're better, and I'd be getting carried probably, so I wouldn't want that. I want to be badass at this game. I want to be good at this game, but I just don't really know. Like, I've watched streams, I watch videos. I feel like it's now down to just individual choices that I may be making poorly. And you saw the lane phase. That's essentially this entire game. It's just that lane phase, so I don't know. It's only a 23-minute game. It's about to end in a few minutes. I don't know what I'm doing here. It looks like I'm contemplating. I now have the sight stone. That's another question I wanted to ask. In terms of the sight stone, when do you guys get that? Do you guys like rush that? Because I feel like if you rush that, you have to spend 475 gold on the health, and then another 400 and some gold on the item itself. So that's 800 and almost 900 gold that I could have used to buy probably an extra few wards. So if I'm going to rush that, I'm probably going to save money in the long run, but it's going to mean I'm going to have less wards for the lane phase, which I feel is more important. So I don't know, is it worth rushing? Does it depend on if I'm behind, if our lane's behind or ahead? I don't know. These are the specifics that I'm talking about that really baffle me and make it really difficult for me to be confident about my play, because I feel like these decisions and these choices that I make or don't make are what makes or breaks the game. And this many mental decisions is really hard to process as the game's happening. So I'd like to learn about it before the game starts. Obviously, that's why I'm doing this, or perhaps after the game's over like I'm doing, and trying to get some feedback. So I guess they're about to surrender. I don't really remember how this game ends, but just a regular normal game. Siler just absolutely goes nuts as volley bearer. That champion is OP in these types of games. And then here, a bit aggressive warding right at the end here. I wanted this. When is it good to aggressively ward? Like, I'm warding their areas. As I've been told, Sai and everybody recommends we ward their area, so we can kind of catch them out when they're not with the team. Like, when one guy goes to do red, 4 or 5 of us can go get him, and that's, giving us an advantage. But there's times when I've tried to aggressively ward and I've died. Like, I've been out of position, obviously, and I'm up there alone, especially in solo queue, and I just die. Like, somebody's there, they kill me, they catch me out, they stun me, something like that. So when is the best time? Is it when you're ahead? But I feel like if we're ahead, we didn't really even need to worry about that kind of stuff. Is it when you're behind, like, take a risk and go get a ward down because it can help you catch up? I don't know. But I think that's pretty much the end of the video. I don't know how this game ends. I'm assuming it's a surrender because it doesn't look like we're about to finish it off in less than a minute. But that's that. That's the first one. I'm going to be doing a few of these. It's going to be more filler content, but I would like to make this kind of like a every other day kind of thing. I feel like it's important. Obviously still going to be covering a lot of WoW, but this is more for me than it is for anything. And I'd really, really like... I'm not good at this game. I'm saying that straight up. I am not very good at this video game. So if you guys can help me, if anybody knows of a way I can get better... Like I said, I've watched streams, I've, guides, videos, other professional players, I've checked them out, but I feel like it's very, very dependent on per game indecisions. And if I can master those, if I can get the per decision thing down in my head before the game starts, and I'm comfortable with it, I feel like I'd be a lot better at this video game instead of just trying to, grind theory. Actually make smart decisions and know what to do. So does that come with experience? I don't know. Do I have to learn that? Do I have to watch guides, read videos? Anyway, do I have to, prepare for that before the game starts? I don't know. But any help at all would be really, really, really cool. I really appreciate it. This game is over, so that's going to be it. Victory.